We'll talk a little Tyrann Mathieu coming up, but first, NIT action. LSU's Brandon Sampson with the dunk as they advance to the second round.
Man, a few more plays like this, and LSU wouldn't have been in the NIT this year. It's a hell of a play by the young man, jumping from outside the restricted area.
Best thing about the NIT, they got the new rules. They tinkering with the three-point line, the lane, length, trying some new things, potentially changing rules in college basketball.
100%.
Wizards at a very depleted Celtics last night. Jason Tatum with the effort there, but Celtics lost this one in double OT.
Hey, Cece, this is a bad loss for the Celtics, huh?
Yeah, Tatum, that's a nice fancy move, but you can make one free throw. That's why they call them free, son. They could have won the game. This would have been a great win for them, shorthanded.
Yep.
Finally, check out Lonzo Ball beating the buzzer at halftime. Too bad the Warriors beat Lonzo and the Lakers.
Lonzo was the inbounder on this play. And that play, you got to keep in mind, when he inbounds the ball, there's less than 5 seconds left. A lot of guys in that spot just kind of linger near half court, watch and see, because you assumed it was going to be what it was, a last-second heave. He gets down court, tips it in. That was his lone highlight from last night.
Yeah, he needed that one to go 3 for 13.
Time for Drawing a Blank. The NCAA tournament kicks off today. NBA hopefuls DeAndre Ayton, Marvin Bagley, and Trae Young all in action on day one. Nick, the player you are most excited to watch in the NCAA tournament is?
First guy you mentioned, DeAndre Ayton, #1 pick of the draft. Have not seen a physically dominant 5 like this in college basketball in years, maybe since Anthony Davis. And even Anthony Davis, as amazing as he wasn't as much of a load as DeAndre Ayton is. This is a guy who put up 32 and 18 in the Pac-12 championship game, 32 and 14 in the Pac-12 semifinal. Excited to watch DeAndre Ayton, best player in college basketball, best player in the tournament.
I'm going to go with Marvin Bagley of Duke. And Duke they have a very, very young team. They need Bagley to play at a good level. Who is he? Man, he's not a 5. He's not a 4. He's not a 3. Man, he's a basketball player. Lefty, I like lefties, and very seldom do you see bigs that are left-handed. An intermediate game, yes. Can he play above the rim? Yes. Does he have a three-point shot? Yes. Top 5 definitely in the NBA lottery, but typically he's playing on a team, too, with a kid named Grayson Allen. He's typically going to throw his hip off into someone, so I'll watch Bagley to watch Grayson Allen do something in his last tournament there at Duke his senior year.
All right, let's stick with the tournament. 1 seeds Kansas and Villanova in action today, plus 2 seed Duke and 3 seed Michigan. CC, the biggest upset in the NCAA tournament will be blank.
I'm going with 11 seed Loyola of Chicago. Now, this is a great defensive team. They're led by a 6'1 guard, a transfer over from Iowa State. When you watch this tournament, watch for guards and watch for guys who transferred from bigger schools. Loyola Chicago, I believe that they get it done. They have not lost in the last 18 games. Last loss was by 2 points, so they're on a winning streak.
Well, it's interesting. Loyola Chicago, not on my radar, but I'll be watching for them now today because of that. I'm going big here. It's never happened. 16-1.
Syracuse?
Penn. No. Syracuse already got their win yesterday. Penn, 16 seeded. Let me tell you a little bit about Penn. They got 4 guys averaging in double figures. Let me tell you something about their opponent, Kansas, who seems to always disappoint in the NCAA tournament. Kansas, without potentially game-time decision, one of their best players, Udoka Azubuike, their big man. Also, if you look at the Vegas line, only a 13-point favorite. The smallest a favorite has been, a 1 seed has been in round 1 in over 5 years. Vegas may have gotten me again. Penn becomes the first 16 seed ever to beat a 1 today.
Let's see you put that on your bracket,
Nick is trying to make up for the Philly fans, trying to give Penn the first time ever. Man, get out of here with that mess, man. You know that's not going to happen.
Man, those Eagle fans,
Philly fans still going to hate you.
The Eagle fans that hate me the most, man, they didn't go to college. They certainly didn't go to Penn.
Nick.
That's a bridge.
Look how you started the show, and look where you are right now.
At Get It Right. To the NFL, Kirk Cousins arrived in Minnesota yesterday. He's expected to officially sign his guaranteed $84 million deal today, but he's far from the only big name on a new team. Nick, the biggest and the best free agent signing so far is blank.
I'm going to go a little boring. I'm going to go Andrew Norwell, the guard the Jags picked up, first-team All-Pro. If you're going to trot out Blake Bortles and try to make the Super Bowl, you need to give him all the help possible. That does not just mean skill position, guys. That also means guys that can block up front. Also helps out Leonard Fournette. This was a really good team, but that was a position of need for them. The interior offensive line. Andrew Norwell for the Jags. That's who I'm going with.
I'm going right here in New York City. Josh McCown. Oh, no, I'm sorry. I still got it on my mind. Nate Solder coming over from New England, winning attitude, joining the New York Football Giants. I believe he helps them, and Eli Manning, resurrect the last couple of years of his career, leads the Giants. Giants get 10 wins in 2018. They get back on track. Nate Solder solidifies that offensive line, also helps them get some type of running game.
That'll be quite the turnaround for them. Moving on to Pro Bowl defensive back Tyrann Mathieu, who was cut by the Cardinals. The 25-year-old says a winning culture is more important to him than money. CC, the best fit for Tyrann Mathieu is blank.
Let's go back home, baby. You disappointed the people in LSU. You lost your last year of eligibility. Let's go back to the Saints. Sean Payton, what they're doing. They got Lattimore in last year's draft. Rookie corner. Man, they could add him as a safety, help out in the box, help out in coverage, go back to the crib. I believe that's the type of winning attitude and environment that Tyrann is able to thrive in. Go back home.
I'm going to say a team that is a contender, a team that their weak point was the back end of their secondary, and a team that I think he could add some leadership to in a chaotic locker room. The Pittsburgh Steelers. They moved on from Mike Mitchell. They need help there. They have a little bit of salary cap space, so I don't know the type of pay he's going to demand, but he said he wants to go to a winning culture. That is a great organization. That is a team with a position of need. Scheme-wise, I'm not sure exactly if it's a perfect fit, but Coach Mangini said he thought he could play in multiple schemes. So I say Pittsburgh Steelers for Tyrann Mathieu.
Troy Polamalu.
There you go.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Play all over the field.
Absolutely. Great point.
All right, finally, Jordy Nelson was cut by the Packers this week. The 32-year-old has been with Green Bay since being drafted back in 2008. Nick Wright, the best fit for Jordy Nelson next season is blank.
Jordy's used to playing with great quarterbacks, so let's put him with another great quarterback. How about New Orleans, the Saints? You have them adding Tyrann Mathieu or potentially. How about Jordy Nelson? Ted Ginn was their secondary option at wide receiver last year, along with Willie Snead to go along with the excellent player Michael Thomas. Jordy Nelson, even post-ACL, could be better than those guys. I like Jordy Nelson fit in New Orleans.
I like Jordy with his great image, clean image, going to play for the Raiders and John Gruden. I believe that coach, with the type of receiver that Jordy is, opposite of Amari Cooper, playing with a very good quarterback who also throws the ball deep very well, I like Jordy playing with the silver and black.
Neither of you think he's going to go to New England?
No, I don't think they're going to spend the money on him.
Coming up, speaking of which, are the Patriots making a mistake letting so many players walk?
For their wide receivers.
Next, first things first.
For their what receivers?
Their wide receivers.
Their wide receivers.
Wide receivers.
Wide
Got a lot to do.